Like Richard Burton, you will enjoy a renaissance, a second coming. From somewhere deep within the oblivion of Andromeda, you will note its approach, and you will smile without laughter. To say something matters is to watch an abstraction harden into something that can kill. It reminds me, not of something, but reminds me, brings me back where I was, which was far from cognition. There is a grid within what we utter. Within phonemes, associations form and dissolve like flies on bison, lifting only to settle briefly within time, and rising alive to drift. Through the vast cloud-covered cabbage that was Sugarloaf Mountain, we tasted grain and everything the wind had traveled through. Every evergreen, every smokestack, every act of osmosis, in and out through the mouth, in the structure of language that gives so little, but that little is meaning. There is 5, 10, 15, and 1, and 12, 6, 16, and none. I'll trade you one symbol for its equivalent, so long as we agree on their equivalence. We have it all on videotape. Him at the bar saying how, the plotting, the memory which stands in for pictures, just like in the old novel by the young author who died. He says Japan, but this is Nihon, where Roland Barthes is selling frankfurters on an underground level of Shinjuku. He is walking off in the same body as before, even though it is differently accessorized. In a moment, he will come calling. In a second, he'll come asking after. They like the sentiment without liking the point. Don't tell him where you're going, just go. The website says you have entered the Navajo Notion. The local special and the tourist special are exactly the same price on the menu. There is no say of weighing, this way of unsaying is charnel chiseled into the mist that is shivering. We could no more stain than stay when a grace takes into you something of the other. There is no say of weighing, yet wait we will. The precise heft of past matters, some come to naught, others fall into rot. There is no say. There is no place like home, an interesting axiom we'll leave to Beaver. Neither laughter, nor happenstance, nor bonny striped bee, something will come along. What it drags along behind will come naturally, and you will call it that, for no better reason than that order is a form of rhetoric, and you have persuaded yourself that there is no other way of saying. Washington, D.C., 3. There was a family at breakfast, man, woman, genderless infant, and 2 young girls under 10. The mother paused between sips of coffee to berate the girls in French. The admonishments had to do with food. She would ask them if they wanted more to eat in English, then shortly after, switch to French to chastise them for overeating. When subtracting, you'll notice that arrears is a concept, not a real number. As in sometimes sleeping dogs resemble dead dogs. The container had a blue lid indicating cold fluid within. Quote, I write with my hands, not my heart, end quote. I ordered the plot with a dram of mayonnaise to thicken it. I roasted tomatoes and made a sofa. There would be a pistol loaded with our dreams. We would enact a massacre by shooting people with those dreams, and like heroes in the movies, our revolver would never run out of bullets. Dreams. I ache in Maine, its green waters and tiny white caps, so unlike my deposits, but the movement, perhaps the way I wish I could move, might resemble in tons the way the water shuffles toward shore, where it argues with itself before retreating. Some things we cannot recognize as nutrients. There are symbols and sheets and days made blank. It's salt, residual, like licking the hand of a lover after it's been inside you. You learn something that way, though you may not want it. When seeking something, we often encounter Aristotle's aphorism in which our failure to achieve something is a failure of will rather than something innate. Like finding dope, if I really wanted to, I could, when could is a term incongruous with the figure speaking it. It was a shirt that read travesty rather than being a travesty. I will be the judge of every Winnebago, and from the clouds emerges a ship, from the ink, which is the tattoo, which is the image of something punted. Rule number 1 in the city: you never just throw yourself down on a patch of grass. The rubber band sits on the counter, fastening nothing. All of our sentences for today will include one of the following words: maybe, perhaps, or possibly. We shall not want as we walk, we as we are when we walk through the valley. The shadow of the valley palls our usual assurance. We shall not want, but we will walk as people without creed. We will outlast, we will walk, we've been training. Maybe soon day through the shadow of all possibly, as we move through it and out again. Perhaps we can meet for coffee, and while doing it, maybe we can talk. You make like you'll drink it, but you won't, Socrates. Rim of mug to lip of mouth, there is a process occurring. Like a train at night, it is metaphor for something you'll miss, something that takes from sleep and replaces a single memory of all its departures. This is one of the few titled pieces in the book. It's entitled "The Penis and the Gravy Boat." Sometimes you need another year's experience like a turtle that needs a seatbelt. Sometimes you need some time to know what you sometimes need. Sometimes you don't think Gertrude Stein is very interesting. Sometimes you need a comma with your sometimes. Sometimes you're at the end of your rope and you keep climbing. Sometimes you can't be bothered to consider what others sometimes need. Sometimes you need something that you really just want. Sometimes a simian rising on his hinds, sometimes and, sometimes or. Sometimes the page will not display. Sometimes your curiosity is mistaken for a willingness to purchase. Sometimes a penis, sometimes a gravy boat. I'll end with a piece that is titled with a word that is so fun to say: molecularity. It was produced as a chapbook recently by the small but mighty Doozy Collective, based in Zurich, which is also a small but mighty place. Molecularity. New origin spigot, electric saw starting, live fire exercise, the world in which you work. New origin spigot, we're cold, corporeal, fall foul, full stop, something in the chill of it. New origin spigot, the virgin circuit begs, fall foul, full stop, keep contents dry. Starting new origin spigot, atop skin, leather. I said seams, not said. Starting new origin, unstable legs, tires, retires, swig, odds on, optimism impossible. New origin spigot, in the chill of it. Stop, starting, start, stop. Work world, full foul, I said leather. Spigot, molecular anger exercise. I said, no, not seams, saw, stopping. Spigot. Loud shout, sign reminders, loud shout, ass tax, eyeballs, forceps, prying up subject, prying up song, sign reminders, loud shout, sign reminders, lemon, pepper, potato, sign reminders, milk, smokes, Sunday paper, loud shout, streets cross, change names. Starting new origin, wager oft wrong. Mainframe tangle, 1/3 full means contents dry, 1/3 full means optimism impossible. Bet you didn't, forgot to lock it. Someone thinks someone's wrong. Someone thinks someone's gone. By the boards fall foul, furlong not leaves be, not this pussy meow of assonance, not this pussy woof of aggregates, peekaboo blowback, set to remember the oysters of data deep. Set to remember battened even and data keep. Draw curtain, seed for service, from one event to. From one event is gas now. Plug ears, eyes required, yellow in the beginning before. Yellow in the beginning before yellow was color. Potty trained, private school, will cold what winter is, will cold vapor. Peel back wrapper, astonishment opens. No word in French but nécessité, no word in French but invention. Catch cold, copy virus, head habit, counting backwards from one. Counting down to none, astonishment pops. Seed data, remember set, skills tech alphabetic. Waverstein, ear handle, anger billets, headache. Anger billets, headache. New origin spigot, event final. Luggage fog, molecular yellow, way back before origin. Last act. Baked hangover, blasted brick. 3 rungs below pictures exist. I said scenes, had said.